Welcome to Leading the Conversation. We're here today to talk about sustainability across education, research and partnerships, and I'm joined by Professor Liz Price, Deputy Pro-Vice-Chancellor in Sustainability here at Manchester Metropolitan University. So Liz, you was recently awarded an MBE for your role in sustainability at Manchester Met for research, education and partnerships. How did you feel when you heard the news?
Well, first of all, very surprised, but very honoured as well. But it was very much a recognition of a team effort on the work of our colleagues and our students and our partners here at Manchester Met do to drive sustainability. And I was actually quite overwhelmed with all the messages of goodwill I got. So that was very surprising. But actually, I still don't know who nominated me. So thank you, whoever you are.
So you're a member of several professional associations. How would you say this has helped you become a leader in the sustainability field?
Well, I think it's invaluable to get a picture of the wider landscape outside universities and higher education and understand what everybody else is thinking and share good practice. It's also brilliant to work with like-minded people outside universities, and it actually offers huge collaboration opportunities for colleagues in Manchester Met as well.
Right. What's been the biggest challenge in getting others to support the university's sustainability agenda?
Well, we've been very lucky in that our strategy was co-created by colleagues, students and external stakeholders. So everyone feels ownership of our strategic commitments, and we see sustainability as a priority and shared responsibility. But everyone is very time constrained, so it's difficult to put some of our commitments into practice. So the way I found that works best is to demonstrate the value that sustainability has to higher education. So, for example, for our students in education, it enhances student experience and enhances graduate attributes. For research, it can really amplify impact. But also on an individual level, I think I've tried to get colleagues involved in leading projects so that then they can gain their own professional recognition from it. And I think more widely, everybody realises that we're living in challenging times at the moment, and they've embraced the idea that we need to redouble our efforts to make a difference.
So Manchester Met was the first university in the UK to roll out the carbon literacy for students, and we've trained public and private sectors. So for those that aren't familiar with the carbon literacy project, what are the main benefits?
Carbon literacy at Manchester Met is led by my colleague Rachel Dunk, but I've been involved with the carbon literacy project since its inception. And the beauty of carbon literacy is it's all about changing hearts and minds to enable people to take climate action and reduce carbon emissions. The benefits are that it enables people to make changes at personal and organisational levels and within their communities, and really equip them to make the changes they need, whether in their professions or in their personal lives.
Brilliant. It does sound such a good project. So Liz, can you tell us more about the work you're doing with the United Nations Academic Impact and the work you're doing on behalf of Manchester Met with the Oxford Road Corridor, the Civic University Green Skills Working Group and Manchester Climate Ready?
Well, working in partnership is essential for sustainability impact. So that's why we drive that agenda that way. Internationally, we work with United Nations Academic Impact, which is a vibrant community of over 1,700 universities in 150 countries. And as the United Nations Academic Impact Hub for Sustainable Development Goal 12, which is responsible consumption and production, we're one of a small select international group of organisations charged with really connecting universities, businesses, policymakers and communities to drive responsible consumption and production and progress the Sustainable Development Goals. But of course, local and regional partnership is important, and I work with the Oxford Road Corridor and the Civic University Board Green Skills Working Group, which is a partnership of all the universities in Greater Manchester, colleges and GMCA, is about amplifying the role of universities to change societies and individuals and organisations. And working with the Manchester Climate Ready organisation, it's all about driving the agenda for the city so that it's climate ready, it is good for biodiversity, and it's great for prosperity for everybody so that nobody's left behind.
Wow, there's a lot going on then, Liz.
There is.
So how will our Manchester Met graduates meet the future workforce needs which have been identified through things like the Greater Manchester Local Skills Improvement Plan and the wider place-based priorities?
Well, the local skills improvement plan is very much focused on further education, but it recognises the broad relevance of sustainability and net zero skills across all levels of education and provision. And we're really well positioned for that at Manchester Met because we've committed to embed education for sustainable development in all our programmes to equip all our students regardless of their discipline or future life path. And to date, 87% of our courses embed education for sustainable development, and 83% of our students tell us that they are gaining skills and knowledge about sustainability to support them in their future careers. So we hope that we're making a difference that way. We also offer specialist courses like the Corporate Responsibility and Sustainability Practitioner, which supports those people who are already in work who want to make a difference to their organisations. And also the Local Skills Improvement Plan recognise we need to understand the pathway of skills for people coming from school to college to university and to employment. So as part of our work with the Civic University Green Skills Board that I mentioned earlier, we're mapping skills provision across Greater Manchester to identify those pathways.
Manchester Met are involved with a lot of initiatives with government and employers to work with the UK industrial strategy. Are you able to share any of these with us?
So the industrial strategy recognises the role that universities play as engines of innovation and skill. Manchester Met plays a role in a number of ways. So, for instance, the Corporate Responsibility and Sustainability Practitioner Apprenticeship that I mentioned earlier plays a crucial role in boosting the skills of our apprentices for a more sustainable future and enabling their organisations to be more effective. And we constantly update our provision to make sure that it really is the most current and relevant that's available. So, knowledge transfer partnerships, or KTPs, help organisations by working with innovation and scholarship and research universities to help them solve strategic challenges. And Manchester Met is in the top 5 universities in terms of volume of KTPs related to clean growth and energy.
Brilliant. And I can say that I've definitely seen the impact that some of the crisp apprentices have had within industry and our employer partners. So fantastic to see that work.
That's brilliant to know.
So Manchester Met has been ranked the #1 university for a record-breaking 4th time in the People and Planet University League, and we are in the top 8% of the Times Higher Education Impact Rankings. So how do we continue to build on this and inspire, our students and our colleagues?
Yeah. Well, as I mentioned earlier, our strategy is built on the premise that sustainability is a priority and shared responsibility. And it's actually thanks to all our colleagues, our students and our partners that we've made such great progress. But there is still so much more to do. So our mission is to enable our students and colleagues and partners to be change agents for sustainability that people and planet now so desperately need. And I think there's a real passion for that interwoven right the way through our university, and hopefully that will continue to drive us forward.
Yeah, and I'm feeling very inspired.
Oh, good.